What is going on, everyone? Happy Thursday. Thank you guys all so much for tuning back in. It's your favorite trader, Jay, here. And my brother Jonathan is not filming the video today. He was filming earlier on this week. And if you guys are wondering why he's not today, it's because he actually went to Disneyland today. And he actually managed to be able to do so from all the profits he made from yesterday. So, little joke for you guys. If you guys are wondering, look at the thumbnail yesterday. He had his biggest red day ever. So, yeah, nice little treat. Maybe he does deserve Disneyland. So today I'm gonna be going over another recap. I'm the one who traded today on the main account, and right around here was when the market opened up at 6:30. So right before I explain to you guys kind of how I was able to profit on the day, as you guys can see from the thumbnail, I was green today, just under $100. So very blessed for that. And if all of you are wondering, here are all my filled orders on the day. I'm just gonna go through them down quick, and if you guys want, you can obviously pause whenever you want and go through it individually. But as you guys will notice, my first trades were on SQs at 6:30 in the morning, so I'm gonna walk through with that with you guys right now. And right around here, you'll see that TQs I was down $2 and SQQQ I was up 99. So those are the only two stocks I day traded. That's where that came from, and yeah. So right around here was when the market opened up, and I decided to start going for play on SQQQ because the Nasdaq was starting to fall, right, and pretty aggressively. So I decided to go with the direction, and as it started to keep falling, I averaged up, only to get caught in this big change of direction, right? This big green candle afterward. So today it was definitely a little bit of a roller coaster. I was making money and then giving it right back, and then I'd give back more and only to make it back. And yeah, I was kind of all over the place until I kind of got an idea of what I was doing wrong. And what I was doing wrong was not kind of looking at the big picture plays and watching out for the potential bounces. So, what do I mean by that? So, when I saw the direction started to change and I got stopped out, I decided to start going with TQQQ because it's trading above this blue EMA line right here, if you guys can see that. And anytime the Nasdaq it tends to trend above this blue line here, it tends to kind of use it as a support to kind of make these higher highs and these higher lows. And the direction changed, I immediately started to go with TQQQ. If you guys saw the list, if I were to go down again, I took some trades on SQ at 6:30, and then I immediately changed direction. So I decided to go with TQQQ, and I did decide to load off on shares here, putting me green on the day, but I did end up giving it back because what do I mean by the potential balances is make sure to always be going with direction, right? If the Nasdaq is trending above this blue EMA line, it's probably a good idea to be trying to go with the flow, but always be careful for these potential resistance areas using the VWAP indicators. That's why I like to use them personally. They do a pretty decent job, in my opinion, of identifying potential areas where the Nasdaq can bounce. So right around here, I decided to lock it in because previously it got rejected right around here, and it did end up starting to fall. So I ended up losing money because as the Nasdaq came back down, I decided to take another play on TQQQ and averaged up, obviously only for it to start falling. So today, if you guys will notice these different big changes of direction, pay attention to where the Nasdaq is in regards to the blue EMA line. So like I just said, it was uptrending, but once it approached the potential resistance, you'll see that it started to downtrend and dip below this blue EMA line. And as long as it continued to fall, it started to use it as a resistance now to keep falling and showing you where direction is going to be. So I definitely got faked out a few times right around there, and where I was able to really profit was right around here, and it was actually my last trade I did average up into, and I was in it for the longest. So if you'll notice, I got in originally at 8 o'clock to SQQQ, meaning I was thinking that the Nasdaq was going to start to sell off. So right around here, here's a timestamp again, just to remind you guys. So right around here was 8 o'clock in the morning. I decided to get into SQQQ because, like I just told you guys, the direction was going in favor of the Nasdaq, right? And it was trending above this blue EMA line, but I said to watch out for potential areas it could bounce. And at first, I lost money trying to predict the bounce because right around here, I thought it could start selling off again. Given how much it just sold off, I thought there'd be more selling pressure, and obviously only for it to fall only a bit and keep going up higher. So I decided to take another risk, right? I never know for certain if it's gonna go my way, but I decided to take another chance. So I decided to take another play right around here after I got stopped out. And as I started to see it fall, I started to average up. So you'll notice I averaged up at 803, 815, and 815 again. So I got in at right around 8 o'clock. As it started to fall at right around 8:03, I averaged up. And then as it fell again, right around at 8:15 in the morning, if you guys remember seeing, right around here is when I decided to average up my other remaining parts of the position. So why did I average up here? It's simply just because of this pattern I started seeing. The Nasdaq did start getting rejected where I thought it could, and when it tried to bounce, it started forming this kind of lower high and lower low pattern. So when I saw at 8:15 the Nasdaq broke below this low even, I thought there was a good chance it was going to start to continuously fall. So I wanted to be fully averaged in already. If you'll notice, that was kind of quick, right? I want to be fully averaged in because I want to take part in the majority of this drop as I can, right? I don't want to be averaging in as this thing's falling, and even at these levels where it could start to bounce now, I'm still loading up, right? I want to have already been in to not get caught in any of these fake outs. So that's exactly what I did. And earlier I did find myself getting stopped out, and it was because of that very reason. I basically just was averaging up too late, and by the time I did average up, it was basically starting to turn around again. So I wanted to make sure I took advantage of this play, and as you guys can tell, it started to fall, and it even sold off pretty aggressively till right around 12,006 on the Nasdaq. It's right around here to the right is where you could see that, only for it to bounce. And I was in this trade for a while, and I didn't want to sell because I really wanted it to be worth it. I wanted to sell kind of near the bottom view up when I thought it sold off more, and it really started to fake me out, right around here was a big critical area. It could have decided to keep going higher, but it did get rejected here for another lower high, and I did my part as it started to sell off. When I saw it had an aggressive sell off, I just did my part in locking it. And I'm very grateful I did because I actually managed to time it almost perfectly. If you'll notice on SQQQ, here was my last trade, and I sold everything at 41.99. It literally hit highs of like 42.01. So I couldn't have timed it better, and it ultimately ended up changing direction on the day. So very glad I was able to lock that in, and I did my part in not getting greedy, and I realized that the Nasdaq could definitely bounce, right? It bounced around this area before, so it could do it again, and that's why I just did my part in locking it in. So thank you guys all so much for the recap. That was it. I hope you guys got something out of it and learned something from today. And my brother will be back for the video tomorrow. I will be taking over next week, so I look forward to it. And yeah, thank you guys all so much again for tuning back in. It really means a lot. Take care, guys.